Broadcasting live from Sacramento Public Library, it is the Tween Comic Book Club. Teens can join too, with your longtime hosts, Caitlin and Lindsay, and your very special guest, Susanna. Take it away, Lindsay.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to our Tween Comic Book Club. So happy you could join us today. Today we are discussing the amazing, wonderful book, Stargazing by Jen Wang. We all love this book so much, and we love all of Jen Wang's books. Well, I do anyway. And we're so happy to be discussing this book today. So before we get into that, we've got one announcement. So I'll warn you, it's a slightly sad announcement. We are going to be taking a book club hiatus. So we will not be having book club next month. We don't know when we'll be back. So stay tuned for more details. Check our library website and Facebook page, and hopefully we'll have more information for you soon. But when we hope to see you again in either in person whenever we can do that, or whenever we're able to join you again. So, but let's get to today's wonderful, amazing book, Stargazing. So before we go into all the awesomeness that this book contains, we're gonna have a little bit of an icebreaker here, break some ice. So we're gonna talk about today, part of this book, which is music. Music is a big part of the story. K-pop was the beloved genre of our characters in the book here. So we wanted to talk about what music genres do we love? And of course, because they love the K-pop dancing, what are the iconic dance moves of that genre? So let's see, Susanna, would you like to start us off today?
Sure, I think I can do that. I don't want to follow up anybody else's dance moves, so I think I could totally like start the ball rolling kind of low, mid-level. Okay, I actually have two genres, and I think, are we gonna like tell the genres, or are we gonna let you guys guess the genres? I can't remember.
You can tell the genres. I don't think anyone would be able to guess mine, so we'll just tell it.
Okay, well, actually, I think it's more funny to me to have you guys try and guess it.
Okay, let's do it.
Totally tell you.
Let's do it.
Okay, but my genre, we're gonna start way back like 50, 70 years ago, okay? It's a fairly new genre, which doesn't sound like it's new, but it is. Okay, so what you're gonna do, the kind of dance move that started the whole genre, is to go like this. You go like that, like this. Yeah, you're kind of like going back and forth. Okay, cool. So you got that down. You could totally dance a dance party back in the 50s or 60s or so. Okay. Now the next evolution is where they go like this. You got to put your hand up. You can't really see it because it's going on the frame. You go hand up and you follow the beat. So, yeah, following the beat. Nice job. Okay. Now this is my favorite. I was looking for like dance moves from this genre, and I found this singer just doing totally different dance move. You can make up whatever you want. So he was going like this. He was going like a T-Rex move, and he was just like walking across the stage. All right, guys, can you figure out what genre of music this is?
Trance.
Trance? I don't even know what that is. Lindsay, introduce.
I'm gonna guess either Motown or 90s rap.
I like both of those. You're kind of close. Okay, so the genre is rock and roll. Simple. How could you not have guessed that? Okay, so rock back in the 50s and started with a rock step. So you're going back and forth. And then you hit like the 80s, 90s, you start putting your hand up. You're like rock and roll. And then now you can just do whatever you want to. It's perfect.
I love it.
Yeah. All right. So that's my favorite genre is rock music.
That's a wonderful genre. Caitlin, what about you? What is your favorite genre?
Okay, my favorite genre is pop. I am all about the bubblegum pop. And one of my favorite pop artists is Britney the Spears. And she has a dance move from the MTV Video Music Awards where she had a snake and she like entered and she was like, so this is it. You got to find yourself a snake. And then, yeah, that's it. So there you go, Susanna.
Can this dance be done without a snake for those who are snake phobic?
Yes.
Definitely afraid of snakes, yeah.
Versatility and just, that's all you have to do.
Love it.
And you will instantly be the most popular person.
And the most feared.
Yeah.
I see a snake, I'm running the other direction.
Yeah.
Bringing back the 90s. I love it.
Lindsay, we got to keep our moves.
Yes, we do. We do. Keep the 90s alive in our hearts and in our dance moves at all times. So I also forgot to mention, if you have a favorite genre of music and know their dance moves, please share it with us. Please share in the chat box at any time what your comments, questions are to any of the things we're discussing. We would love to hear from you, and we will share that with everyone. I hear that YouTube's comment box might be not working at the moment, so we are live on Facebook if you want to join, but if not, welcome. We're happy to have you watch. So before we go into our book, I want to share my favorite genre, and this dance moves. Mine's a little bit different. We got the pop, we got the rock, we gotta have this represented. Canadian Celtic folk music is my favorite.
Yes, it's about time.
Lindsay, what's the difference between Canadian Celtic folk music and like Irish folk or?
Well, I'm very glad you asked, because there is a long history of immigration in many communities, as is common in our wonderful country here today. So a lot of the communities from Ireland and Scotland moved to different areas of the world. And so there is now their own Celtic variations in different countries. So Canadian Celtic folk music, it sounds a lot like Irish folk music. But sometimes you got some Canadian specific things that come into it. There's a lot of fishing that happens in Canada. There is, what else is there? There's a lot of talk about cold weather, I think.
I wonder why that is.
There is some wonderful French, Canadian, Celtic folk music, which is also awesome. And the dance moves is a little bit of a mashup of all of those. I love all folk music. This just happens to be my favorite. It's the Canadian Celtic. So there is a lot of clogging, which you can't see my feet, so I'll clog with my hands here. And that's right. So pretend your feet are doing that. But then, oh, look at that. That's some good clogging right there.
Yeah, good.
That's some like traditional Irish dancing. But it is also like a group dance too. So you have to do this with others. So there's also, it's kind of like a square dance thing. It's like clogging and square dancing. And then there's a little bit kind of the British influence as well. So you got a little bit of the kind of, in Jane Austen movies where they're doing those like very pretty dances with the big community. There's like a lot of that too, like the Victorian. So it's like a mashup of clogging, square dancing, and Victorian party dancing. It's beautiful. To like Celtic.
That sounds more dangerous than me and my snake, honestly.
I
think if you combine that with your snake, Caitlin, we'll have a party.
Yes.
That would be amazing.
Yeah. And then you gotta put your hands up too, like they did back in Jane Austen times. So.
Yes.
We got it. Our friend Nathan says his favorite genre is hip hop, and the dance move is the Reebok, or that hooking each other's feet thing that Kid and Play used to do. That doesn't sound very nice.
Doesn't sound safe either.
No, I would not recommend that one.
Helmets.
I don't think that's something the snake could do either.
All right, well, thank you everyone for sharing. Those were amazing dance moves, and we learned so much.
Yes.
So let us move on to the beautiful story of K-pop and this beautiful story right here. So Caitlin, I'm going to turn it over to you for a book talk about what this wonderful book Stargazing is about.
Okay, hear ye, hear ye. Stargazing by Jen Wang is the bee's knees, the cat's pajamas. You know, if you haven't read it, it's okay. We have plenty of copies, ebook, physical book. So hurry, check it out and read it because it is so good. It's the story of Christine, and she's a tween, kind of like some of you readers, and she feels all of this pressure to be perfect, to be popular. She wants to be something. She just feels inadequate. And when she meets Moon, she is starstruck. See what I did there?
Yeah.
Because Moon is everything that Christine wants to be. She's bold and loud, and she loves this cool music called K-pop. And she dances, and she's an artist, and she's just obsessed with Moon because Moon is just living loud, and she's the coolest. Everyone seems to really love Moon. And they become fast friends. I mean, they become best friends, and they want to do everything together. Talent shows, paint their toenails. It's the best. But then there's always a but. But then Christine, she starts kind of getting jealous because everyone loves Moon, and she's feeling left out and a little green with envy because it seems that it's just so easy for Moon to make friends and be popular and be perfect. And Christine does something, oh my goodness, it sends the chills down my spine. She does something really mean and hurtful to Moon. And then something really serious and scary does happen to Moon in this story. And Christine doesn't know if she can save this friendship. She doesn't know if she can be that friend that Moon deserves to have. So what's gonna happen? Will the friendship be saved? You guys, check it out right now. Read it. It's Stargazing by Jen Wang. Okay? There. I yelled at you enough.
Thank you. Thank you, Caitlin. That was wonderful. Amazing book talk as always. Well, let's go on and discuss this wonderful book. So, readers, this first question is for you. So please, yes, type in the chat box. We'd love to hear what you have to say about this, because this is a question that I was thinking to myself as I was reading this book, because I really didn't know what I would do. So this is my question for you. How would you react if your friend told you she was a celestial being waiting for her celestial friends to take her away to be with her people? You know, you hear that question a lot in fantasy stories, and then you're like, well, yeah, but you are going to be with your celestial friends. But in real life, what would you do? What would you do? That would be quite a situation. And I didn't know how I would respond. So I would love to know what your thoughts are. What do you think you would do in that situation, and how would you feel? So you think about that. You type in the chat box. Tell us how you would react. And while you're thinking and while you're typing, I'm gonna pose another question over to Susanna about this book. And we're gonna talk about a different part of the story. What do you think motivates Christine's actions against Moon at Morgan's party, even though Moon is one of her best friends and she even tells her father that she wants to be more like Moon? Why do you think she did what she did to her?
It's a good question. I know Caitlin mentioned jealousy, I think, is part of it, but when I was reading it, I felt like I was Christine. It's like I have had that best friend who has been super popular, and I've left out. And I was like, you know what really motivated me? I don't think I ever really did anything the way Christine did, but I definitely wanted to sometimes because I felt that, right? I think I felt really anxious. I was like, oh, she's just not going to like me. I don't think I'm good enough to be her friend. And that, yeah, I think that was a big motivation for Christine too, is just not feeling like she's as cool as her friend in the exact way, which is the coolest way, because that's what Christine really likes. But I think Christine was feeling really anxious, and that kind of motivated her to take that action.
Definitely. Thank you. That is so true. I definitely could see her feeling really kind of insecure and not acting the way she would want herself to behave, maybe. Well, I'm not seeing any of our other responses to our first question. So how about we move on to our favorite panels, always my favorite part, and see what artwork really stood out to us, besides all of it in this beautiful graphic novel. So Susanna, I think I'm going to turn it back to you.
Okay.
And
So my favorite panel.
yeah, tell us what your favorite panel was.
Okay. Hopefully you can see it on the screen. If not, you can just imagine it in your mind, because it's two girls. They are hand drawn, colored pencils, and they are super happy and they're dancing and there's stars and like hearts around them. And this is my favorite panel because even though all the panels were amazing, I didn't expect this one. Like, all the other panels are typical graphic novel panels. And then I like turned the page. Actually, I was writing an ebook, so I couldn't turn the page, but I like clicked the page or something. And all of a sudden this just popped up and I just like grinned. I felt so happy when I saw these two best friends dancing. And I think this is actually, Moon really likes to draw. So I think this is what Moon drew of her and her best friend, Christine. And that just made me so happy. So I had to choose that as my favorite. And I really wish that I could walk around with hearts and stars like over my head to indicate when I'm feeling happy. I think that would be a really cool addition to reality.
Absolutely. Oh, thank you. Yes, that is a wonderful panel. I just love this book so much. It's just so wonderful. Okay, Caitlin, I turn it over to you. What was your favorite panel of all the amazing panels?
Well, I really responded to how Jen Wang drew dancing in this graphic novel. She captures movement so well. Mm-hmm. And I just love this, the beginning of this chapter. You see their painted toenails, the phone's plugged into the wall outlet, and then they just start moving. And it's like this very still life image. And then all of a sudden it's just dynamic. And you just want to dance too, and their clothes are moving, and it's just, I want to learn this dance. Moon needs to teach it to us. That's what the people need. And I can't believe that a graphic novel can do something like that. And only a graphic novel can really do that, Because if it was a chapter book, it would be really hard to explain and try and get that image into your mind, but like this does it in such an amazing way. So Jen Wang, if you watch this eventually, respect. You've got the skills. I just don't understand how you can do that. So
absolutely. And you forget that it's a static medium. It's not a movie. You can't move with it. But because there is, like you said, there's so much movement to it. You can feel like you're moving with them. Mm-hmm. I totally agree. That actually leads into my favorite panel too, which is when movement is done so well. I feel like it is also, she depicts when movement is not done quite as well as when the body moves in a way that you're trying to do something, but it's failing. So
that's me every time I dance.
Yeah.
Except when I dance rock, obviously, because I nailed that.
Yeah. We've nailed it. We've learned it. We've nailed it. We got it. Perfect. Now I just need to learn all the other genres. So this is my favorite panel when Moon's trying to teach Christine her dance moves, and she hasn't quite gotten into the zone yet and quite learned the moves, and it's kind of failing in the dance move and just kind of flopping. I was laughing so hard when I read this. I also really related to Christine, because like what Susanna was saying when she was feeling kind of anxious, and that might have motivated her actions. I think Christine was also feeling kind of self-conscious here, so she was like restricting her movement too, which does not help with dance moves. And Moon is so sweet about it. She's like,
no,
okay, maybe not this one yet. Let's try another one. I love it. Oh my gosh. So wonderful. Oh my gosh. And Nathan shared his favorite panel as well, which is the one with the noodles. They all look so yummy. Agreed. Every time there was food, I went to China, and we had shaved ice every day, and it was the most amazing thing. And I have not been able to find it in the US since. So when they were eating shaved ice, I was so jealous. It was so amazing. All right. Well, it doesn't look like we have any responses to our first question. So Caitlin, maybe I'll turn it over to you. Do you have a response to maybe how you think you would react if you had a friend tell you that she was a celestial being from outer space?
Well, I mean, just that word is so cool. So I would be like, go on, tell me more about this, because I need the imagery. I need you to explain, exactly what's happening. I would be so curious to know more, especially because it's such an imaginative thing as well. And Moon, the way she describes them and the way she interacts with the stars, and when they go to the planetarium, it's just, she's so bright and clever, and I would just want her to describe more, and then hopefully talk to a doctor after. I mean, I don't know. The point is, I would be very positive about it, but then I would also be like, okay, we got to do an assessment.
Yeah. I hear you.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have realized that was potentially indicative of a medical condition. And I would have just been like, cool.
I've seen too many soap operas, so I know exactly.
Yeah. And when, if she said she was an alien, then I might have been concerned, but like a celestial being.
Yeah, no, that sounds cool.
That sounds awesome. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And we kind of all are, right? Like Neil deGrasse Tyson said, we're all,
All made Stardust.
Yeah, exactly. Fine.
Wonderful. Well, I think it's time for us to move forward into my favorite time, which is trivia time. Trivia. Okay, Caitlin, you are our host for today.
Yes.
Bring it.
All right, Susanna, Lindsay, are you ready to duke it out with trivia? Woo.
I need a second.
Oh, okay, good.
I need to question book. Okay, I'm ready.
Readers, you need to help them out. Tell them the answers in the chat, okay?
You guys need to beam your thoughts to me so I can win.
Yes.
We're really bad at this. Yeah. We're really good at it.
This is not the strongest of our skills. Okay, so we're gonna start with question one. Question one. What instrument does Christine play? Is it A, the tuba, B, cat piano, or C, violin?
Can I have a clarification question?
Yeah,
Yes.
I think I'll need one too.
What is a cat piano, and how does that differ from like a person piano?
Can we have a demonstration of it?
So a cat piano is where there are about 15 cats placed on a board, and then you boop the cats on their head to play certain notes. And the cat will either meow or scratch you, causing you to scream and have a different note.
Caitlin, so, I hear what you're saying, but I need an audible demonstration.
Oh, okay.
Play me like a 10-second clip or 5 seconds.
Yeah. It goes like meow, 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 ah, meow, 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 ah. And then, that's cat piano.
That sounds like the best instrument ever. I don't remember there being a cat piano in the book, though. I feel like I would have remembered that.
Yeah, totally see it being in the back, though.
The back matters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that unusual. So, I mean, you could have missed it. It's cat piano.
Oh my gosh.
What were the other options again?
A tuba, one of the most sultry instruments of all time, and then a cat piano, and then we have a violin, C violin. Yeah.
I think the violin and the cat piano probably sound a lot alike.
Yes, that is an astute observation. An untrained violinist would sound like a cat piano.
See, okay, I don't remember, but I am going to deduce that it's either, because I feel like I would remember the cat piano. I think it's either the tuba or the violin.
Okay.
And I'm leaning towards the violin because I feel like the tuba would be bigger than Christine. That's my thought process. It'd be hard to hold.
A good logic strategy there, Lindsay.
Thank you.
That's not how I'm gonna go with it.
Okay.
I wanted to know, is there a clue like on the screen for viewers? Like, is there a panel on that screen that I can't see that would like totally tell me what the answer is?
No.
Bunch of pictures.
Yeah. Is it Christine like crying or something? Because if she's crying, she totally is playing the tuba. So I'm gonna go with tuba. The tuba would make me cry.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Okay. My answer is tuba. I'm gonna go with that. I think she's totally big enough to play it. I think it's like a chair or something to stand on.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. That logical deduction was wrong because it is C, a violin. Zin.
I wish it was the cat piano though. That sounds like the most instruments of all.
Could have been a cat piano and the violin because they're so similar.
I know, that's the thing. I did that on purpose.
That was a trick question.
Yeah, it was really tricky. Right, you're in the big leagues now, guys. So we're gonna go on to question 2. Question 2: what does Moon convince Christine to do? A.
No, she's gonna do a dance, a flash dance. Flash mob. That's what she's gonna do.
Flash mob.
You already know.
No.
Is it A, watch Star Wars Phantom Menace, B, enter the school talent show, or C, steal the Declaration of Independence?
Ooh.
One is also incredibly difficult. Readers, I understand if you're stumped, but any thoughts or guesses, go ahead, type those in. Save Lindsay and Susanna from themselves.
Now, I need a qualification again. I need to know, is there motivation in this book to steal the Declaration of Independence? Like, why would Christine or Moon or anyone want to steal the Declaration of Independence? Can you give me some insight?
Huge Nicolas Cage fans. They also have quite a few issues with the Declaration of Independence. They want to make sure that, you know, it has better lighting. I'm not sure. It's celestial beings, maybe, like.
That makes sense. That makes sense. I think the celestial beings are taking American history. Yeah, that totally works.
Yeah. I feel like Nicolas Cage and Moon and Christine would be like a great trio of friends. They could take on the town.
I would have finished the movie if Moon and Christine had been in that.
Same. Yeah.
See, now Nathan though shared that the only one that would require convincing for him would be watching the Phantom Menace, which I agree with. Like, I would rather be in a talent show, which I don't like, and definitely steal the Declaration of Independence with my buddy Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
And watch the Phantom Menace, which is as we all know,
2 hours of wasted time.
My reasoning here is that I can't imagine anyone, and I'm sure there are fans of this movie, but I personally don't know anyone who would want to watch the Declaration, watch the Phantom Menace, or steal the Declaration of Independence, or make a movie about doing both of those things. So I'm gonna go with the talent show because I know people who definitely would rather watch it in a talent show.
Okay.
Than being in a Nick Cage movie or
yeah. No one wants Jar Jar Binks anywhere near them. Yeah.
No. See, I don't know anyone who would want to be like volunteer to be in a talent show, so I'm gonna go with Phantom Menace.
But Lindsay, your clogging is perfect for the talent show.
My hand clogging.
Yeah.
Yes.
I gotta practice that. It's not.
Are you ready?
So ready.
Lindsay, you're wrong. Clog away and defeat. Susanna, you're correct.
I'm so right. Yes. See my right reasoning.
Christine to enter the school talent show and dance their K-pop dance moves. Looks so good. Okay, guys, this is it. We're tied, and this is the third question. This will determine everything. Okay. Question 3. What is the dance group name Christine and her classmate come up with? What is the name of the dance group? Is it A, the Violent Femmes? Is it B, the Smashing Pumpkins? Or is it C, Stargaze Muses?
Wait,
Once again, this is an impossible question. I do not know how you'll answer it.
This is very difficult. Is it the Violin Femmes or the Violent Femmes?
Ha,
Good question.
Violent.
Violent. Oh shoot! I was gonna
Like
go with
clogging.
Violent clogging.
Clogging is so violent.
Yeah.
Violent clogging with snakes.
Oh, that would be a good band name, actually. I'm dibs on that.
Gosh, I have no thought process for this. I have no idea.
I think it's a trick question. I think the answer is not. I don't think it's any of those answers.
Ha.
I mean,
One of them is.
I want you to cite some facts that led you to choose these answers for us.
I feel like it's either A or C because I believe it is originally all girls in that,
Yes.
and Moon does occasionally have some violent tendencies.
Yeah.
Which most of the time they think is
Yeah.
not bad. I don't know, a little bad.
Not great. Yeah.
But there also is a star in the book title, so maybe it's that one too.
Yeah.
I think I'll go with that one. I don't think they want to be highlighting her.
Right. So you're going with C?
violence. I think so. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't think that is something that they love. So yeah.
All right.
Okay, I happen to have some insider knowledge about this because I saw one of their shows. I may have made it up in my head, but it seemed pretty legit. And they had a pumpkin and they did smash it. So I'm gonna go with Smashing Pumpkins.
Wow. You know what? So close, but Lindsay, you are correct.
I won.
C,
Nice.
Stargazing
Can't believe,
Muses.
can't believe you guys don't believe what I saw in my head.
No. Well, you
Clearly.
are pretty close, Susanna. Good job. Well done, everyone. Good work on trivia.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, let us move forth then to our art activity of the day. And so as we remember from our book, that Moon loved to draw, and she saw these celestial beings and she would draw her imaginings of what her visions are of what these celestial beings look like. So our art challenge for today is, what is your imagining of a celestial being? And please draw or create that so that we can see what you think your idea of a celestial being is.
Mm-hmm.
So Caitlin, I will turn to you first.
Okay.
But what do you say?
The minute I heard this prompt, or the second I heard it, I knew exactly who I was going to draw. And that is Ziggy Stardust himself, David Bowie. He is a celestial being.
Yes.
He is the Starman. He is the thin white dude. He is everything that I would imagine a celestial being to be.
Yes.
And readers, go listen to all of his hits, because I mean, if he's not a celestial being, then what are we even doing here, right? So, David Bowie.
I love it.
I'm trying to think of who he is, and I can't remember Kate, and I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, he is. Well, he's a rock star, and
I feel like I would have known that because it's my favorite genre.
Yeah.
Caitlin named her cat after him.
That's right.
Really?
That's
I'm
how
not sure
much.
if readers though watching the program know either. Like we're all so young, you know.
We're so young.
Hasn't
David
everyone
Bowie.
watched Labyrinth though? Like,
Yeah, that's true. The Goblin.
She haven't watched Labyrinth.
Well, he's a really cool rock star. He doesn't really have a genre because he's just so good. He does rock, he does trance, no. He does metal, he does pop. He does like jazz. He did it all basically.
Canadian Celtic folk music?
Of course he did. I mean, my God, do you see his shoes in this?
I was gonna say, he probably has the best shoes for
Dogs.
vlogging ever.
Yeah. That guy.
Okay,
Yeah.
I totally agree, Caitlin. I think you described a great celestial being.
Yes.
And I think he's probably when he died, because I think he died, right? He probably went back to his celestial home. And
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Yeah. He's a star man out there. Yeah.
That is wonderful. Thank you, Caitlin.
Mhm.
Susanna, what about you? Do you have
So
a
I
celestial
thought really
being?
hard, and I really liked moon drawings because they look like mermaids. And I was like, I think those are what they look like. That's just what I can't think of them any other way. So instead, I decided to draw how celestial beings might make me feel inside, right? When I see them, because I think half of them is like what you can see, but other half is what you can feel, because that's their superpower, because they are clearly not of this world. So I drew this.
Whoa.
I'm going to bring it up close. It's only half of the drawing.
Is that a cat?
We'll find out.
Oh.
Water to this, because this is like the part one of how I feel.
Okay.
I
love it.
listen to music or play with a friend or something. I would like really like wake up and you can see all of the colors and like this color explosion.
Whoa.
Yeah, so this is how I feel, like a cat that's really happy and golden in the sun, and it's just like dripping all of these colors. So that's my answer.
Oh my gosh,
Whoa.
that's amazing.
I feel like I've seen a celestial being now.
right.
The cool thing is that it looks really watery, so I could totally see the mermaids like swimming through.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I love it.
Absolutely. That is awesome. Oh my gosh. That's amazing. Well, that's really hard to beat. There's only one thing that could beat it, and that was my celestial being.
Oh gosh.
I don't know, Caitlin. I don't know, Lindsay. We're gonna.
I knew right away what
Okay.
it would look like as well.
Let's see.
as we went.
Let's see.
So this is
No.
you gotta bring him back. He's perfect. Oh my gosh.
No.
I don't think I've ever been so happy and scared at the same time.
That's a demonic being, not celestial. Oh
But he's
my
so happy.
Oh.
Can I see it again? Okay, I gotta prepare myself.
You wanna see him again?
Yeah. Wow.
My
How long does that
beautiful
take you to draw?
Vin Diesel
That's
mascot.
amazing.
It took
He's
a
really
minute.
strong too.
He's
He must be like
really-
lifting room rocks, you know?
Okay,
Yes.
Susanna, stop encouraging this. this is nightmare.
Vin Diesel was my other one. This is Dwayne the Rock Johnson's spirit inside of a blue mascot.
Fight him off, Bowie. Let's go.
Oh my gosh, I love Mike Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
I'm gonna give this one to Lindsay because the reactions I had were so strong when I saw it. The emotions I felt.
That's the thing.
A celestial being could have caused that. So
I appreciate you. Thank you.
you're welcome. Yeah.
I hate that I have to say you win again too, because that. Oh man. Hey, Lindsay.
It's all wonderful though. It's all wonderful. All right, friends, let us move on to our read alikes for today. And that is, I'll turn it over to me. So I had a read alike today for this book. Another book that I absolutely love. And it is called Mooncakes by Suzanne Walker and Wendy Xu. And it is a wonderful, beautiful book also. So that in of itself makes it a great read alike. But this book is a story of a girl named Nova, and Nova is a hard of hearing Asian American witch. So she comes from a family of witches, but she still feels kind of different, and like she doesn't really fit in. And then one of her friends from her childhood comes back into town. Her friend's name is Tam, and Tam is an Asian American non-binary werewolf. So Tam also has always felt different most of their lives. So they miss each other so much. They're so happy to reconnect. And in finding each other again, they find someone that they feel they can be themselves with, which they have not really had in a long time. And then they have to work together because there is a magical being that is trying to steal Tam's werewolf essence. So it's so good. Oh my gosh. So it's like if Stargazing were like a teen book and a magical book. It's amazing. So I really love this book, and it was another just a celebration of Asian American community. And it also had that really beautiful friendship and how that friendship can really help each of the main characters feel more like themselves and feel more comfortable with themselves. So
Lindsay, I like the way you took the celestial theme of Stargazer and werewolves into it. Like full moon. Yeah.
Right. Because werewolves and witches make everything better.
Yeah.
So yes. Mooncakes. I love that book so much. So that is mine. And then Caitlin, did you have another kind of thing to recommend?
This is kind of funky. It's just a really short article that I'm recommending, and it's called Brain Trust, and it's by Jen Wang. So we know after reading this book that the story of Moon is kind of based off of Jen Wang. When she was 6, she had a brain tumor. And this little article that I found from the New York Times a few years ago is her drawing out a little bit more background. And she actually was treated here in Sacramento. So that's a hometown connection. And it's really a sweet little article talking about Sacramento and her connection to that, and just like being a child going through something this traumatic and scary. And it's a cool way to see how an author and an artist, makes their work and based off of their story. It's very powerful. So highly recommend checking that out.
Awesome. Thank you. That sounds amazing. I definitely have to read that.
Yeah.
I love this book so much. Well, that is all we have, friends. I'm going to miss you so much. But stay tuned, check our website, and hopefully we will see you guys soon. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, readers. Bye.